Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. Following the tragedy in Przewodów, Germany has offered to lend Poland 2 Patriot air defence sets. The Polish government proposes to send them to Ukraine, but it will not be easy. Training and the use of Patriot air defence sets takes many months, and permission to send these weapons should be given by the United States. According to Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defence Mariusz Błaszczak, air defence systems would definitely benefit Ukraine more, but they are to be deployed near the border with Poland. After successive missile attacks by Russia, I asked the German side that the Patriot batteries proposed to Poland be transferred to Ukraine and deployed near the western border. This will save Ukraine from further casualties and blackouts and increase security at our eastern border. I think that the kind of proposal we have made will be a good proposal that will protect this strip of land, this border of ours, this western borderland, the Ukrainian-Polish borderland and the eastern Polish-Ukrainian borderland. Why Poland? It is possible to deploy Patriot systems also in western territories of Ukraine. The question here is for our partners. What steps are they ready to take to protect both the Ukrainian border, Ukrainian territory and Europe? Experts estimate that the chances of this proposal coming to fruition are from slim to zero. Former National Defence Minister Jan Parish stresses that such topics should be discussed behind closed doors. I'm afraid that there is a strong pro-Russian lobby in Germany which is neither willing to help Ukraine nor even willing to help Poland. A summit of the Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe was held today in the Polish Parliament. Poland chairs the OSCE this year. Foreign Minister Zbigniew Rau said that only unity can ensure the strength of the OSCE.
I continue to believe in our partnership and to believe in the power of our collective effort. Through cooperation, I know we can confront and together tackle the threats we face. Together, we can undo some of the harm done. Together, we can return to progress, to peace.
A special participant in the summit was President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, who called for Russia's exclusion from the OSCE. Only thanks to Poland's decision, there are no representatives of the aggressor among us today. Russia is shelling us every day with artillery and missile systems. We can now see who is realistically helping Russia and who is threatening. The world sees this, and we will draw conclusions about who was in solidarity and who was afraid, who was paralyzed by fear and was not active in supporting Ukraine. The European Union continues to support and battle Ukraine. Work is continuing on another sanctions package targeting Moscow.
We are working hard to hit Russia where it hurts, to blunt even further its capacity to wage war on Ukraine. And I can announce today that we are working full speed on a 9th sanctions package. And I'm confident that we will very soon approve a global price cap on Russian oil with the G7 and other major partners. We will not rest until Ukraine has prevailed over Putin and his unlawful and barbaric war.
Yesterday, the Russians launched 70 cruise missiles precisely targeting key elements of Ukraine's national electricity system. The missile attack shut down all of Ukraine's nuclear power plants and cut off power to almost the entire country. Currently, power is gradually returning. What happened in the last 24 hours has been causing horror and dismay. That's because it is the city of Mykolaiv, the logistical base for the extensive aid to Kherson, but not only the city of Kherson, but the 189 towns liberated during the counter-offensive as well. Ukrainians are not losing their fighting spirit despite everything. I don't see any reason to negotiate. The first step must be taken by the Russians. For starters, they must stop shelling us. We have electricity and internet in the office, but no water. To make coffee, tea or oatmeal, I have to get water first. Ukraine is our land and this is where we will stay. The police chief of the Kiev region reported that in his region alone, the bodies of nearly 1,400 civilians who were killed between the 24th of February and early April have been exhumed. An exchange of prisoners of war took place today, according to the head of the Ukrainian presidential office. European Union energy ministers are meeting in Brussels today. The goal is to agree on an energy security plan. The plan consists of several elements: joint gas purchases and sharing gas during emergencies. The proposed cap on gas and oil prices is described by the Polish delegation as unacceptable.
In fact, we have seen no gas price cap. We have seen a document about explanations that it would be good to have a gas price cap. The gas price cap, which is in the document currently, doesn't satisfy any single country. It's a kind of joke for us. After so many months of discussions and proposals, written proposals, which were presented by member states, we expect the real discussion today and the document in the coming council, which we hope will be not only before Christmas, but in the coming days. And we are ready to...
It is absolutely not clear whether the text that is being considered today will actually have an impact on the price. And let me remind you that we in Europe today, in our countries, in Belgium, but also in the Netherlands, are facing extremely high prices that are hurting our households, our industry, our companies. We are living in a war economy and we are dealing with war prices. And that's why we believe that intervention in prices is necessary. We have heard a lot of criticism from many experts from 11 different countries about a price-freeze system that is too simple. Because when you set the price ceiling too low, there is no supply. If I don't have any more supply, I don't have any more gas, so it doesn't solve the problem. So many experts are in favour of moderate proposals, and only on the basis of these may a compromise be sought.
Und auf der Basis können wir auch Kompromisse finden.
The conflict between workers and Foxconn, Apple's manufacturing subcontractor in China, is heating up. The issue is pay and working conditions. There have been regular fights with police having to intervene. Foxconn, following the turmoil, said that the original arrangements were up to date and appealed to workers to leave the factory.
Violent demonstrations erupted yesterday at the largest iPhone factory. Workers demanded payment of promised bonuses. The company, measuring the effects of its zero-COVID policy, planned to close the production facility as an outbreak of COVID infections broke out there. Angry Foxconn workers took to the street and demanded that the original contract be respected, as can be seen in the footage. Among other things, they demanded payment of bonuses for time spent working in accordance with the contract that they had with the company. Some people destroyed the factory's cameras and clashed with police who arrived on the scene. Foxconn apologized to the workers for, as it put, miscommunication. The company also promised to honor its commitments. About 60% of all iPhones are produced by the Zhengzhou plant, which employs 200,000 people. Apple this week had already warned investors about potential delays in shipping its newest iPhone 14 model, as the Chinese factory was operating at significantly reduced capacity.
Traditional feasts, parades and watching football games together. This is how Americans celebrate one of their most important holidays, Thanksgiving. Most spend it with family and friends, and the main dish is turkey, except, of course, for the turkey traditionally pardoned by the president. From Los Angeles with more, here's Małgorzata Schulz. It is estimated that more than 54 million Americans travel to sit at the holiday table with their loved ones. Thanksgiving is celebrated by the majority of Americans. The festive dinner begins with a prayer and thanks for all the good things the current year has brought. The traditional dish is roast turkey. The holiday table must also have sweet potatoes, stuffing for the turkey, cranberry sauce and green beans. Various pies made of pecans, apples or pumpkin are usually served for dessert. Representatives of the numerous nationalities living in the United States add their native foods to the traditional holiday dishes. Vegetable salad, herring, pierogi and stuffed cabbage often appear on the tables of the American Polish community. The history of Turkey Day dates back to 1621, when the first feast was held in Plymouth, Massachusetts, after the crops were harvested before a harsh winter, to celebrate the courage and hard work of the settlers. In United States metropolises like Philadelphia, New York and Chicago, parades are held, which is a tradition that dates back to 1920. Spectacular parades with giant balloons march through the streets of the cities. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.